morning. Good morning to you all. Somebody else hears this countdown. Somebody else hears this countdown, and he gets very excited when he hears that countdown. Good morning to everybody. Bryce, you want to say good morning to everybody? Say good morning. Say happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the morning show excitement over here. So good morning, everybody. My name is Coach Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, and a DAD. Excited to be here this morning. And boy, oh boy, this is a show that's going to dive in a little bit deeper. Yes, mini me right here. So today's topic is about failure, losing, and the process that happens in between that. So for those of you who are going through these motions, this is a good show for you to be here today. So good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. For those of you taking notes, at least you got the topic today to be ready to rock and roll. Hope everybody had a great weekend. What up, Stephanie? Patrick, what up, brother? Good seeing you, man. Good seeing you down in Naples, Florida. What up, Amy? D, good morning to you all. Shit, where is everybody today? Everybody's on vacation mode. This is week 2. This is why I came on yesterday and was a little fired up from Key West. I calculated out, we're 24 weeks and 2 days away from the start of the Nashville. Week 2 is always the hardest. Week 2 is always the hardest because this is what happens during people, the grind, the showing up. There's several people that I've been coaching now for a little while, and they're like, this sucks, Brock. Like, it's doing the same old. And this is the separation week. Okay. This is the separation week for the good to the great, the average. And so Christian actually sent me a quote this morning from Jeff Bezos. It was a little devotion. And I wanted to, use this as an opportunity. It was meant to be because of so many different things I've been hearing and seeing from week 2 going into it. It's a challenging week, Heather. It's a week that is just like, this sucks. Like, I had that energy last week and I was motivated last week. And that's why the difference between motivation and discipline is this week. See, motivation will only get you so far. When the music stops, everybody's gone. If you look at the group me chats, like those are like not as popular, meaning like people aren't typing in as much. You're kind of in your own element. You're by yourself. It's like, damn. This is where we grow. This is a growing week right here. So a little shout out to Diane. I just saw her. She had her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday yesterday, Diane. Got to hang out with you at the poolside. It's my sister's birthday today. Lisa's my little sister. I don't know what my parents were thinking, D. They had freaking 5 kids within 6 years. Think about that all. Yeah, exactly. I was like, Dad, serious, come on, bud. What the hell are you thinking? But here we are. So I'm going to read to you this quote, and then we're going to get into our affirmation. Read for you this quote. This quote, I love this quote. I got 10 quotes for you this morning, 5 concepts, okay? For those of you taking notes, 10 quotes, 5 concepts. I love this quote. It says, successful people see opportunity in every failure. Successful people see opportunity in every failure. Normal people see failure in every opportunity. Normal people see failure in every opportunity. Both are right, but one makes you rich. One helps you become successful, whatever that dream might be. So let's go into our affirmation. While we're doing our affirmation, if you can for me, unmute yourself so that way we can hear everybody loud and proud and clear and just get excited when we do it. So on the count of 3, we're all going to say this together. So make sure you're unmuted. Here we go, because I get excited when we do this. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Something good is going to happen to me. Something good is going to happen
Through me.
Happen through me. So when I was taking my notes this morning, the thing that Christian and I talked about, how crazy is this? that if a baseball player goes to the plate and they swing and they strike out and they don't even get on base 7 times out of 10, they are still considered one of the top baseball players in the league, batting 300. 3 times. That is the difference of one swing, one at bat. For those of my baseball gurus on here, that's a difference from a multi-million-dollar contract to not too sure if you're going to play. By one swing, from a 200 batting average to a 300 batting average, and you're still well below failure. I don't know about you all. There were a couple of times, Amy knows, my mom, that I came home and I had a 30 on some report cards. I got a 30. Mom's like, you'd have to try to get a 30, Brock. Mom, I didn't even try. I got that just on my own, just my own knowledge. A 30. That's pretty bad, isn't it? Yet in baseball, that's a multi-million-dollar contract by that. And so when I was reading the article that Christian sent me, I started to go through this failure, and I started to think about week 2, and then I wrote this down, that I hate losing. Okay, for those of you who know, I'm very, very competitive. But in order to grow, you have to lose. You have to face that challenge in order to grow in this capacity. See, many people run from losing. They don't even enter in the game. Well, if I don't play, I don't lose, right? And that's what some of us do in our real estate business. That's what we do on entrepreneurship. That's what we do if we're nervous about taking like an investment. That's what we do if we're like, I don't know if I have the money to do this. I don't know if I have the energy to do this. This sounds really good. So where is here they are. So I was listening to a video this morning, and it had one of the things that Andy Elliott is one of the guys that I listen to, right? Christian Andy Elliott, he's a good one. And he made this comment. He goes, I don't know about you all, but last time I went to a museum, last time I went to an arena, last time I went to like a monument, there wasn't a statue of the average Joe. There wasn't like, hey, that guy was that was just an average guy right over there. They put statues up of memorable people who have overcome many things. And is it fair to say that they failed at things quite a bit? That they had many setbacks. And so I was listening to this video. I was like, damn, these are really good quotes. And they probably weren't even quotes. They were just concepts that I liked. And I'm going to read them to you here and share them with you. And I encourage you all to write them down. I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel. And when the show is over, at the very bottom, we go into descriptions, there'll be a transcript. And I encourage you to copy paste the transcript and put it into your chat GPT and say, please pull out the 10 quotes that Brock talked about this morning. So you can have them. And I'm trying to also teach a little artificial intelligence all at the same time. So the first one I've already said, but I'm going to repeat it again because it was so good. Successful people see opportunity in every failure. Normal people see failure in every opportunity. Both are right. One of the things that I love, I think Will Smith said it, I can and I can't are both correct. There's nothing wrong. I mean, you can do something, you can't do something. We all have a choice on what we're going to do. The second one, Michael, is if you don't fail, you're not even trying. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I loved when Amy, she does her morning workouts. And there's a couple of times she says, well, I wasn't too sure and I got a little nervous. I said, that's growth. But if you didn't try that, if you didn't go into that environment, you never would know and you never would grow. It's just part of the process. Guys, do you understand how scared I was going into Key West? And Mike Kastner, him and I were talking on our mornings, we do on Mondays. And he's like, man, you sound already different going into Nashville. I said, because I got one under my belt. I have some more experience. I failed at some things during Key West that I'm able to tighten up. We're going to do a couple of different things differently. And Mike already challenging me when I said I want 150 people. He's like, man, are you going to be able to do the same things? Are you going to be able to do this? And we started to talk about it. We started to go through this. But if I don't try it, I don't know. So some of you today, I want you to be uncomfortable today. Write it down today. What am I going to do that's uncomfortable today? Give me one thing that you're going to be uncomfortable with, and I want you to do it today. Number 3, the truth is, whatever game you play in life, sometimes you're going to lose a point, a match, a season, a job, a relationship. It's just the roller coaster of life. Embrace it. Accept it. It's going to be okay. That's just life. Some of us are trying to live at 100% accuracy. It's just not going to happen. I tell Robin all the time because Robin does her schedule and she sends it to me. Now she's doing the pluses and minuses again. So shout out to Robin for doing that. Every hour she gives me a plus or a minus, or every activity that she's doing a plus or a minus. But aim at 80% accuracy of your schedule. Most of us operate at 20% schedule. I mean, I take my schedule very serious. Yesterday, I was at the pool. Everybody was kind of having a good old time and nothing wrong with, but I was still doing my schedule. I was like, well, I'm just going to get in the sun, but I got to get my schedule done. I don't know, maybe Diane saw me, but like I do my schedule. I have to do my week schedule and I have to do my daily schedule. It's the only way I allow myself to go into like fun mode. Call me crazy, but what do you do to your schedule to understand? Does your day run you or do you run your day? And many times I hear people like, oh, my day is just like, I'm all over the place. Well, that's because you didn't spend any time on it. Number 4, sometimes you fail, but sometimes you succeed. And you can learn from both. Sometimes you fail and sometimes you succeed, and you can learn from both. Number 5, what I've come to find out is that no matter what happens, the storm will eventually end. And then when the storm ends, make sure you're ready. I'm going to take a point from Eric Thomas that I really like. There's 3 parts to your life. You're either entering a storm, you're in the storm, or you're coming out. And it's a cycle of how things go, Patrick. It's a cycle where you are. But for my Florida people, you've had some pretty hard hurricanes. I see Michael on you, right, Michael? You've had some pretty devastating hurricanes. Is it fair to say that hurricane has left you? It's still not there. That hurricane is still not over Florida.
No, right now, one ended, but another one's coming.
And another one's coming.
Mhm.
A hurricane, no matter how catastrophic, a category 1, a tropical storm, a Cat 5, it never stays in the same place for a long period of time, no matter how bad it is. In life, it's the same way. When I'm in a bad season, I'm in a difficult challenge, I just embrace and be like, okay. Guys, I say this it taught me a lot. I had somebody call me yesterday for confidential reason. I can't share the story, but she called me and she says, you're somebody I can trust. And she goes, take this in a compliment way, Brock, but I got some legal problems and I need some help. And I know you've been through the ringer. I've been through attorneys all like no other. with my real estate career for 3 years, my divorce for 5. I've sat at many tables with a lot of people in a room, and they weren't all in my favor. Okay? It doesn't stay like that forever, all. Number 6, you have to fail in order to climb that ladder. You're fighting the greatest fight of all times. Sometimes in life, break it down. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Take 60 minutes. Do 30 minutes of power hour today. Do 60 minutes of power hour today. For those of you that I've been telling you, you need to take a look at your morning schedule. Where are you going to make money today? How can you make money today? What is it that you are going to do that is going to allow you a money-making opportunity? Here's like a bonus for you today. This is what I'm doing. This is what I have down for my schedule today. Sherry, I have to have 50 no's today. I'm going for 50 no's today. So if anybody wants to be a part of it, partner with me, DM me, I'm going for 50 no's. Okay. I'm asking people to come to Nashville. I'm asking people to coach. I'm asking for sale by owners, and I'm asking expirers. My goal is to get to 50 no's. Okay. Easy way to count, right? Measurable. And I got to believe at the 50 no's, I'm hoping to get 1 yes. So I'm counting the no's today. So if anybody wants to partake in that, there it is. 50 no's is my goal. Number 7, when the rest of the world says no to you, you say yes to yourself. When the rest of the world says no to you, you say yes to yourself. You say, yes, I believe. You say, yes, nothing can stop me. See, I'll probably listen to that Rocky music just like I did this morning because I didn't want to go for my run. I ran Sunday. My legs were hurting me today, but I wanted to say no. But I said yes to myself. I said, I can do this. And I had probably one of the most greatest runs just because I wanted to prove to myself. To stand here, sit here and tell you like I did it. That's why I say to you, like, I will never make you do anything that I'm not willing to do. Number 8, sometimes the will can outdo the skill. Sometimes the will can outdo the skill. It's very important to understand. I'm not the greatest, all. I'm not the greatest athlete. I'm not the greatest dad. I'm not the greatest significant other. I'm not the greatest caller. But I'll tell you this, I will give you everything I got. I will give you 120% of everything that I got to fight for it. I love when people can reach out to me and be like, hey man, I got to ask you this question, or I'm thinking about this, or I know you've been through this. And I want to be able to encourage you, inspire you in some capacity. Or somebody says, Christian here today, I was calling him. I was like, you better be freaking working out. I saw your post and he was on his way to the gym. I was like, I love it. I love it. Number 9, what tried to kill you only made you stronger. What tried to hurt you only made you stronger. What tried to make you uncomfortable only made you stronger. What I want you to put into that, what tried, whatever it is, only made you stronger. 100% of the worst day that you've had, you've overcome in some capacity because you're here today. 100% because you're all here. No matter how bad it was, you're still alive. Number 10, if you work forward, if you're willing to put in the sweat, the blood, the tears, I share with you this. You can have what you want, be what you want, and do what you want. What I've learned about money is money 100% does not buy happiness. Money gives you choices. Money allows you to have different choices. I say it all the time when you're going for flights. Some people had to fly not direct. Some people had to take several stops. Some people had to like fly here to drive here to do this. Some people had to take connecting. Some people can't go in first class. Some people can't do business class. Some people have to sit way in the back next to the bathrooms. can't afford the extra luxury seat. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but that's just that money allows you the choice. I can be frugal and sit back there, or I can stay in comfort. Next level is what? Private. Jeff Glover, one of my coaches, he calculated the time he flies on commercial compared to being private, and how much money he's losing when he flies commercial for security, taxing, layovers, all this stuff. He's like, man, I'm missing out on some money because I'm not able to do it. There's certain people on here that won't pay for Wi-Fi online when they're flying. Well, I'm not too sure. It's $13.99. Well, hell, how much you spend at Starbucks, all? How much you spending on something like that's not really doing anything? We don't think about it then. I always get Wi-Fi in the plane. It's an opportunity to still do work. It's an opportunity to reach out, think, watch videos. So part of the concepts that I have, and then I'll conclude and open up. Failure is a teacher. I need you to embrace failure as a teacher. It's an opportunity for you to grow. Number 2, I wrote down, the storm always ends. Don't marinate on it. Tony Robbins talks about our focus. Average people focus on the problem. Average people focus on the rearview mirror. Average people focus on the past. Successful people focus on solutions. Focus on those type of things. Got Leo here. Leo's excited. Successful people focus on the next level, the next step. They're looking in the future. Number 3, the will to keep going outweighs the talent. The will to keep going outweighs the talent. Your discipline this week, all, I'm telling you, this is such a huge week. You don't understand. I see so many people fail, and I say this in a loving way, that only 20% of us will really embrace this week, badass, a beast, and freaking attack it. Only 20%. If you want to be part of that 20%, I want you to put a 20 in the chat right now. I want you to put exposure out there so I can see who's going to be doing 20, so I can reach out to you. You can freaking text me to see what I'm doing as well. But I want to see who's ready to go. This is the most challenging week because you have to be disciplined. We are getting into habit mode. Habits are going to be created this week, all. Last week was easy. We're still feeling it from the summit. For those of you who weren't even at the summit, you could feel it off the videos and the conversations. Number 4, fear of failure is the fuel. Where's Jada, my F3? Fear of failure is the fuel. So many of us get scared, get stagnant before we even get to that. We let fear get in our way. Jackie, I feel like you're speaking to me. I wish you could be. There's several of you on here today that are embracing this and like, damn. That's the point. Last but not least, I want you to think about this question I'm about to ask you. Okay? How many of you on here, put a 10 in the chat. How many of you on here want to be successful? Put a 10 in the chat if you want to be successful. Put a 10 in the chat if you want to be successful. I'll see if anybody's paying attention because there's 30 people on here right this moment. I should have 30 10s. I assume that's why you're on here, because you want to be successful. Let's see. So 10, 10, 10. Okay, how many is that? We're getting there. Okay, now we get to see who's paying attention. So we all want to be successful. So my question to you today is this. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice? Sleep? Phone calls? Not going out to lunch today? How many of you have your food already prepped? Because you know your schedule is so jam-packed that guys, I'm weird. I have my mini breakfast lined up, 10 o'clock. I got my lunch salad ready to go at 12:30. And I'll probably eat something at 6. And you can even ask Wendy. Some nights I'm like, I'll just have peanut butter and jelly. Because I'm willing to sacrifice certain time periods, certain seasons of my life to get what I want. And people say I'm lucky. I guarantee you go ask all these athletes, professionals, successful people, they're not saying luck. They're willing to make sacrifices that other people aren't willing to make. My lunch smoothie. There you go. So we got a couple minutes here. I'm going to open it up. Who has something they want to share? Who wants to be vulnerable this morning? And one of the quotes, maybe a concept, something they wrote down that they would like to share with us this morning. Maybe it could help somebody else out this morning on the conversation that we had here. We got a couple minutes. Who would like to say something? Come off of mute. Raise your hand. Guys, I don't care about
Morning,
awkward.
Brock.
I got Jennifer, Diane, and I don't know.
Oh,
I think
sorry.
somebody else.
I didn't
Patrick.
raise my hand.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
I'll just say I was completely out of character headed into Key West, jumped in. The planner in me was like nowhere to be found. And I've shared that with you. So it also, like, I was very vulnerable. Some stuff went down and I was completely wrecked. And so I'm in a place where I'm like, all right, Lord, I'm already uncomfortable. And so it was like that push of like facing a lot of stuff in our marriage, in business, and being really uncomfortable. So thank you. And this is the week of reaching out, digging in, and resources and tools to start that journey. So thank you. It's scary and the planner in me is freaking out, but I'm willing to be uncomfortable this week. So thank you.
Amen. I love it. I love being uncomfortable. I love being uncomfortable. It's not fun all. I tell you, it is not a fun place. Diane.
Good morning. So I was invited to an event Wednesday night. I shouted out across the pool to you yesterday. I just happened to check my email, and it's an event related to aviation and happens to be sponsored by a potential client that I've been trying to engage with, more so to land as a client, for probably over a year now. And I was invited to go to this event, separate and apart from the client. It's a woman's event. I have no idea what I'm going to wear. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going, and I'm going to be uncomfortable, but I'm going in because I have nothing to lose. And that's my scary thing this week.
I love it. I love it. See how God aligns us? We start
Amen.
putting it out there in the universe and we start having these conversations. And what are the chances? There's a woman's group with a potential client that you've been trying for a year. So now it comes down to, what are my questions? How do I prepare myself going into these moments? What do I like? A lot of times, like, guys, when people play, when there's events happening, like, how many times I've role played in my head, Key West, the all in, are you all in? You know how many times I had that in my head on how it was going to come out, the video and whatever. So prep for that, Diane. That is awesome. That's a God moment right there for you. And I love you being uncomfortable in that. I wish I could dress up as a wig and go there as a woman and just kind of like hang out and rub some elbows. Who else has something?
I'll say something, Brock. This is
Yes,
just
Rosario, then Michelle.
so I connected with so many realtors in Tennessee. I'm already working for Tennessee. So I took the tips that Jake shared with us. And this is so uncomfortable, and that's how I found you. So I have so many appointments from that post, and it's very uncomfortable. But guess what? I have one of the best coaches, you know, with turning scripts into conversation. So now I have the confidence. Rebecca talks about that. And now I have the confidence to say, you know what, let's get on a call and right away see where they stand, as far as their personalities, so that way I can be able to have these true, genuine conversations and make those connections. So I'm excited to share this because I'm like, that is so uncomfortable. I don't even know how I do this, but I keep doing it.
I love it. And I love how you say, let's get on a call. Let's get on a call. Weed those people out, all that don't want to talk. If they don't want to talk, you know, weed them out and find out what they got going on. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Rosario. Michelle, go ahead.
Excited I came to our ministry.
I barely can hear you, Michelle.
Oh, wait.
There you are.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. So I had a ministry opportunity in Ontario, California this weekend, and there was a business sponsor, Global Processing sponsored it. And I read the man's book, and the first sentence in the introduction said, something about the business is based upon God, faith, and all in. And I just, you know, it just resonated that what we have to do, regardless of what it is, what avenue we go in order to be successful, we need to be all in. So, we're right in line with the plans and purposes that God has for our life. And I'm just so excited. I'm pumped. And come on, guys, we need to be all in this week because we're going to go to the finish line. God hasn't made people who are not going to make it. We're going to make it, and we're all going to help each other.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing that. All in. I tell you, it's crazy and how many times I've seen it now. Why? Because I put that out in the universe. I share that with people. And now I got people texting me and calling me. I am working on the t-shirts. I do have somebody looking at the t-shirt. So we are working on that. Anybody else have anything that they would like to share before we go this morning? All righty, everybody. All right. If you got something out of today, put me in the chat. Put me in the chat if you got something out of today, so that way we can grow and see if anybody else. Okay, good. I'm not the only one. So great stuff, all. Guys, I appreciate everybody being on here. Guys, join our mindset page on the Facebook. Click on the link. Make sure you guys can join us on that. If I can help you in any way this week, if you're struggling, you're trying to get to your nose this week, reach out to me. Let's get you guys scheduled. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how we can move the needle. I'm really excited about our dinner this week that we have with some of our top high-level coaching clients that we got. We're going to be doing our 411s this week, so I'm really, really excited about that. I appreciate you all. Guys, thank you so much for being on here. Tomorrow morning at 8:15, our main man, Mr. Chad Free, will be back. Till then, have a fabulous day. God bless you. See ya.